Coffee and Headlines is brought to you by the generous support of our viewers and the following community partners. Best Cord Cutting TV, Bravo's Restaurant Bar, El Rey Lounge de Versalles, Joint Boutique Hotel and Co-work, Puerto Vallarta Neurofeedback, Puerto Vallarta Owners Reps, Oculto, and Siam Cocina Thai. Thank you for your support, and thank you for supporting our community partners. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Coffee and Headlines. This is our morning get-together live here on Facebook. Every morning, except for Sundays, we get together to share important news from our city, state, and country. We share questions, ideas, suggestions, and comments that we can all put to good use as we try to expand our experience as a community of English-speaking locals living here in Puerto Vallarta. Today is Thursday, November 14. The year is almost over, and all kinds of fun and exciting things are happening out there. As always, it is a pleasure to see you, and it is a pleasure to share these moments with you every morning. As usual, we would be so very happy, and I mean we as in Luna and I would be so happy if you take the time to add a capital letter Q at the beginning of your comments if you have something important that you wish to share and are hoping to have it acknowledged. And of course, if you're watching live for the first time, it will be a pleasure to welcome you if you add a capital letter N as in new. And I have a special hello for Laura Cameron, our queen of questions, our question queen. I got to meet you yesterday in person along with your delightful and handsome husband. What a pleasure. Thank you very much for stopping by at the Spotlight yesterday. We will talk a little bit about that a little bit later on in the broadcast. But first, let's take a look at the news. Don't you love our new mayor? He loves his action shots. If it is a bicycle path, he's up there wearing a bike helmet. If it is a construction thing, he's out there sweating it all. And here he is giving a start to the recently announced improvements on streets surrounding Home Depot. Construction has actually begun. And the project, of course, will set back the city's budget some 18 million pesos. But those heading north along Francisco Medina Asensio, looking to take the exit before Home Depot that leads to Highway 544, will be very grateful once this improvement is completed. I also want to let you know I have two news items from Seapal. One of them, well, they're both interesting, I suppose. First of all, the Seapal water treatment plant located in Colonia, Buenos Aires, is in dire need of a 5 million peso infusion to keep operating moving forward. This is, of course, according to Seapal. And this particular water treatment plant is the one that distributes clean water to adjoining neighborhoods such as El Cerro, El Centro, Emiliano Zapata, El Caloso, and so on. So it's not an unimportant water treatment plant. And I was almost equally intrigued about this news item just because of the photo alone. You see, every time that I walk to El Jorullo, up the Rio Cuale, this is the path that you take. You're walking down this street. And from the street, the Rio Cuale is on this side. And from the street level, you cannot really see what's inside the water treatment plant. But as you can see, it's a large operation. And from this aerial photo, we can appreciate how large and important this project really is. I also want to let you in on another news item from Seapal. This one came directly from the new director, Alejandro Padilla, who has sent a clear message to the administration. If we don't explore new alternative water sources or increase the water pumps needed to reach the deeper wells in the region, Puerto Vallarta will most likely experience water shortages in the coming months. So we must hope that this warning does not end up in deaf ears. And last but not least, in the first block of news, oh my goodness. Okay, so I don't like U.S. Ambassador Ken Salazar. I just don't like the dude. I have no reason to dislike him. I don't like the dude. I was quite amused when a few weeks ago, he emitted some public statements and opinions about the relationship between Mexico and the United States, when it was clearly not his business to emit those opinions. He was slapped on the wrist by the Mexican government. At the time, López Obrador was still president, and López Obrador said, well, we're going to pause our relationship with the ambassador. Just like that. And when Claudia Sheinbaum became president, she announced very quickly that moving forward, Ken Salazar, just like every other U.S. ambassador, not U.S. ambassador, every other ambassador from any country, will deal not with the president of Mexico, but with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, as they all do. So I don't know. I think Ken Salazar must be close to retirement because once again, he opened his mouth to emit public opinions about the relationship between the U.S. and Mexico. But this time, he abandoned his previously conciliatory tone and openly attacked former President López Obrador and his stance on drug-related crime. Obviously, this has no bearing because López Obrador is not even president anymore. But he wasn't nice about it, unfortunately. The tenor of his statements was not very friendly. And of course, Mexico's Ministry of Foreign Affairs quickly sent out a diplomatic note, which is the equivalent of saying, stating opinions where it's not your business to do so again. So call it a mini slap of the wrist. I call it tómala. And again, he must be about to retire. And God knows who the new ambassador is going to be. But we can't worry too much about that right now. Instead, let's take a look at the weather forecast just to see what is happening out there. The onion buying InfoWars at auction is the only good thing that will happen this month. Well, I'm out of touch with that one, but I can tell you that it is 27 degrees right now. Humidity is at 69%. And our weather forecast for today says it's going to be humid with mostly clear skies throughout the day, a high of 30 and a low of 20. Then tomorrow, Friday, it'll be humid with clear skies throughout the day, a high of 30 and a low of 21, a chance of rain of 18%. So we might get a drizzle. And then Saturday, mostly cloudy skies in the morning with rain in the afternoon, a chance of rain of 38%, a high temperature of 30 and a low temperature of 21. So it keeps getting cooler. Hopefully a little bit of rain will be a nice break from the heat. We'll have to see about that. And moving right along, I have other headlines that I collected this morning to share with you before we move into our chit-chat section. For starters, we get this nice reminder from Banderas News of the International Friendship Club home tours experience. The home tour season kicks off this coming week, and it is a great way to support all the projects and causes that the organization offers. Find more details about how to take a home tour that will take you and visit several big villas and mansions in the city. You can find more details about that in the show notes today. Also from Banderas News, we learn about the upcoming Second Green Macaw Festival. This will take place on the Boca de Tomatlan Boardwalk on Saturday, November 30th. The event will feature engaging activities for all ages. And once again, you will find more detailed information in the article published by Banderas News. And I must say, we shared a truly delightful spotlight interview yesterday because I had a bunch of thespians in the house. It all started with Diana Frances, who is a talented improv artist and comedian who is returning to Puerto Vallarta with her very funny show, Leave It to Cleavage. I've seen this before. I saw it at Encanto, and it was a stitch. This time around, Diana and her team are going to be performing at the Art Vallarta Theater on Pilita Street, not at the museum, but this is on Pilita Street. And I'm going to share with you the information of the Facebook event so you can check it out. But this is also being offered. The gals are also offering an improvisation workshop, which at 350 pesos looks like a bargain because it goes on for 3 hours. You must contact them directly to book a spot. And the email address is leaveittocleavage@gmail.com. Leave it to cleavage with 2 T's. I will put this information in the show notes as well. And then after having a nice conversation with Diana, we heard from John Shepard. Diana was joined us via webcam, but John Shepard was in the house. He is directing the next Teatro Sin Borders production titled Beware of the House on Haunted Hill, in which an eccentric millionaire promises 6 guests a mysterious price if they can survive the night at the only truly haunted house in the world. So this is a spooky comedy. Everyone invited has a few skeletons in their closets, though, and screwball scares lurk around every corner. So this is happening for 4 shows, I believe, at the American School. Information in the show notes. Then we heard from the wonderful Dill Devine, who has a role in the play. We saw him in the previous production and fell in love with him. He also keeps busy offering his services as a muse and a soul coach. So from an introspective card reading to soulful advice, he is your man. What a nice guy he is. And I'm going to include his information if you wish to reach out to him. And last but not least, we were also visited by John's wife, the effervescent Pamela Shepard. And I apologize for not labeling her properly on the scrolling banner. I wrote Pamela Thompson, so I must have been subconsciously confusing her with Pamela with an E. But this is Pamela, who has multiple hats on this production. Let me clear my throat really quickly. Oh, that was good. Anyhow, as I was saying, Pamela has multiple hats on this production, both on stage and off stage, and it's always a pleasure to chat with her. And last but not least, well, let me give you more information about the play. The play opens on, there's going to be 9 shows, a total of 9 shows. Wednesday the 20th, Thursday the 21st, Friday the 22nd of November, continuing on the 23rd, the 24th, the 27th, the 28th, the 29th, and the 30th. They're all Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays at 7:30 p.m. Only 250 pesos per ticket. So that is a great, great opportunity to enjoy theater made in Puerto Vallarta, funny theater made by our own community. And last but not least, as I mentioned earlier, we had our wonderful visit with our very own Queen of Questions, Laura Lynn Cameron, and her husband stopped by to say hello. It was a pleasure to meet you in person, especially after all these questions and all these months. It is so glad to see people that come to Puerto Vallarta and enjoy themselves. But more importantly, and I must say so, if I may, when I hear of people like you, Laura, who take advice from the things that we bring to the table here at Coffee and Headlines, and it enhances your vacation adventure here in Puerto Vallarta, then we must be doing something good, and you make my day by sharing all the wonderful experiences you did yesterday. The spotlight returns again this coming Wednesday, and I know we have one confirmed guest and another one in the making, so it's nice to see that interest in the spotlight is increasing as I'm getting more and more inquiries ahead of time. Yay, this is what we wanted. And now, question time and comment time. Lots of good mornings. Thank you very much for that. Ooh, Angelica's coming into town tomorrow at 5. Good for you. Excellent. Let's see. Port Dover on the Great Lake of Erie, Canada. Karen, that sounds so far away. But thank you for joining us from the distance. It's much appreciated. Let's see. I see a cue from our Queen of Question herself. Not to disappoint as Queen of Questions, but have you ever been to El Tío Toño on Berlin Street? It is the best birria in Puerto Vallarta, in my opinion. We go on a regular basis. There are other birria places that are really wonderful, but Tío Toño is absolutely amazing. If you go, you can get birria tacos or you can get a bowl of birria. They are both great options. The birria tacos can be soft or semi-crunchy or crunchy. And if you get the birria bowl, it comes with tortillas on the side. An added plus for getting the bowl of birria is that they put on top of the birria, okay, this happens on the grill. They will grab a bunch of meat and let it charbroil. They let it get slightly burnt, and then they put it on top of your bowl full of warm birria. And the burnt meat on the top, the slightly charred meat on the top, just infuses the birria with this amazing, gotta have it flavor. So not only have I been, I totally recommend. I hope you guys make it there. Thank you, Queen of Questions. I'm sorry I have to give you that title because you so have earned it. It's not even funny. Let's see. Oh, look at all these endorsements. Albert says, it's very good. Mihal says, many times delicious. I love it. Linda has a nod for the IFC home tours. I've been a million years ago, and it was a lot of fun to do. And Linda, who must be involved in the production, says, TSB play is going to rock. I can't wait. There will be 8 shows at the American School. And a donation, you can donate a toy for Toys for Tots. Oh, that's good to know as well. And we have a reminder also from our wonderful friend Carmen Porras. There are still a few tickets available for Thanksgiving dinner. Hurry, taste a great thought. Okay. Taste a great thoughtful Mexican-inspired meal with our team. Looking forward to seeing you at Oculto. This is from Carmen Porras and her Thanksgiving dinner. Tickets available. Linda corrects. It's 9 shows. Come say hello to me. I'm the ticket taker. We'll definitely do that. We have plans to attend. A few friends and we are planning to attend, and I forget the date, but I think it's on a Thursday. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to seeing the show. And this brings us to the end of today's broadcast. I was so happy to do the spotlight yesterday because of the enthusiasm in shared by the guests, but more importantly, because people are starting to pay attention. It makes my day. So please keep on doing all the wonderful work you do to promote what goes on here at Coffee and Headlines. Keep on supporting us. It is very much appreciated. We will be back tomorrow, Friday, for more Coffee and Headlines. I hope you'll join me. Have a great day.